अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड वेलकम टू एजुकेयर। हमारा नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है कैपिटल अलाउंसेस। कैपिटल अलाउंसेस आर सेड टू बी बिजनेस टैक्स रिलीफ। दीज आर अवेलेबल ऑन द परचेज ऑफ क्वालिफाइंग एसेट्स, क्वालिफाइंग प्लांट एंड मशीनरी। दीज आर अलाउड ऑन ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट प्लस इम्प्रूवमेंट। ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट जिसके आपने परचेज किए प्लस इम्प्रूवमेंट जो उसमें की, उस कॉस्ट पे अलाउ किया जाता है कैपिटल अलाउंस। कैपिटल अलाउंसेस आर कैलकुलेटेड फॉर द ट्रेडर्स पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट। सो हम आगे इसको कंसिडर करेंगे रिटर्न ऑन अलाउंस के हवाले से, एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस के हवाले से, कि अगर ट्रेडर पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट उसमें आपके पास शॉर्ट या लॉन्ग हो तो ऐसी सूरत में इसमें कुछ चेंजेस भी आ जाती हैं कैपिटल अलाउंस की कैलकुलेशन में। वाई सो? बिकॉज इट बेस्ड ऑन द ट्रेडर पीरियड्स ऑफ अकाउंट। कैपिटल अलाउंसेस आर अलाउड ऑन प्लांट एंड मशीनरी that performed active function. Now we will talk about some assets that deemed to be plant. These are certain type of expenditure, although not plant, are treated to be as plant by specific legislation. These include the cost of alteration to building needed for the installation of plant and expenditure on acquiring computer software. Remember that building and structure cannot be the part of plant for the capital allowance purpose. इन भी एक separate allowance provide किया जाता है that is named as structure building allowance. So in exams the most common example जो plant and machinery की आपके सामने आ सकती हैं वो है computer and software, machinery, cars and lorries, office furniture, movable partitions, air conditioning and alteration to building that is needed to install plant and machinery. There are certain examples of plant given. Number one, a canopy covering petrol pump at a petrol station was held to be part of setting and not plant and machinery. Why so? It did not assist in serving petrol to customer. Also, false ceiling in a restaurant were held not to be the plant. All they did was hide unsightly pipes. And swimming pools at a caravan parks are held to be plant and machinery. The caravan park as a whole was the setting, but the pool and its associated pumping and filtering equipment had an active role of providing layer apparatus. Also, some parts of building that are not said to be plants are walls, floors, ceiling, doors, windows and stairs, main service and system of water, electricity and gas. But while these following assets fall within the definition of building but will normally qualify as plant. Here electrical, cold water and gas system that was provided mainly to meet the particular requirement of trade, like in a hotel, cold and warm water. So that is why furniture, lift escalators, sprinkler equipment, movable partition, decorative assets and advertisement hoarding. Now we will consider the pro forma for the sole trader and the partnership. Different types of allowances are provided on different types of assets. These are categorized as special rate pool asset, short life asset, private use asset and the asset which are to be recorded in the main pool. So this, according to this pro forma, first of all we have to record total written down value opening balance. If there has been given some opening balance of a main pool or special rate pool or short life asset, it will be recorded first of all. Then addition that qualify for annual investment allowance, it will be recorded, and in accordance with the rules of capital allowance, annual investment allowance, if that asset qualify for annual investment allowance, that will be provided. Same for the assets which qualify for the first year allowance. Assets that not qualify for AIA, means annual investment allowance and first year allowance, that will be recorded. If the asset is disposed of, it will be subtracted from the values and then written down allowance is calculated. Private use adjustment is adjusted there and you will get the total written down values closing figure. So first we will talk about the main pool. In main pool, what we have to record? The main pool includes most plant and machinery. Most plant and machineries are recorded in the main pool, right? Apart from this, new car with a CO2 emission of 1 gram per kilometer to 50 gram per kilometer, and used car with a CO2 emission up to 50 gram per kilometer. So if there is a new car with a CO gram per kilometer CO2 emission, it will not be recorded in the main pool. Why so? We will discuss it later. New car with a zero CO2 emission are not recorded here. New and used car with CO2 emission greater than 50 grams will also not be recorded. Short life assets which have a life of 8 years, assets deal with in special trade pool, and assets with private use by the trader. These all are not recorded in the main pool, right? Then type of allowances are allowed by the tax authorities. First of all is annual investment allowance. 100% allowance on first 10 lakh expenditure incurred by the business. 100% allowance is allowed. Means if you have expend 10 lakh on a purchase of a new plant and machinery, the whole amount is allowed as annual investment allowance. Remember that this 10 lakh amount is for 12-month period of account. So it need to be adjusted for the different period of account. Like for example, if your accounting period of account is for 15 months, then this will be adjusted 10 lakh multiplied by 15 divided by 12. So it will be 12,50,000 in that case. And if the period of account is given to you as 8 months, in that case the annual investment allowance would be on asset which has a value of 6,66,667. Remember, annual investment allowance is not available on cars. Not available on cars. Also not available in the final period of trade. जिस साल ट्रेड ख़त्म की जा रही है उस साल कोई एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस नहीं मिलेगा, चाहे आप उस साल कोई एसेट परचेज कर रहे हैं. Another important point, unused annual investment allowance cannot be carried forward or carry back. Unused अगर आपका रह जाता है, एक साल आपने 10 लाख से कम वैल्यू का एसेट परचेज किया, 8 लाख का परचेज किया, सो 2 लाख का आपके पास एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस जो है वो अनयूज रह गया. सो दिस इज वेस्टेड. It will not be carry forward, it will not be carry back. So example in this regard, Matthew commenced trading on 1st January 2023. In his first year of trading, he made the following purchases: plant and machinery for 10,60,000 and office furniture and equipment for 1,70,000. A new car with a CO2 emission of 45 gram per kilometer for the use of his manager, and that is purchased for 11,000. The first requirement is calculate Matthew's annual investment allowance for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the balance on the main pool after deducting the annual investment allowance. So we have purchased an asset with a value of 10,60,000 which qualify to be recorded as plant and machinery plus furniture for 1,70,000. So the total asset has a value of 12,30,000. You know that the annual investment allowance is available for first 10 lakh of asset. So remaining 2,30,000 will be recorded in the main pool. There is no opening written down value balance, so that is why we have started from there. And capital allowance will be recorded as 10 lakh. Apart from this, we have purchased a car which has a CO2 emission of 45 grams. As per rule, a car which is new car with a CO2 emission between 1 to 50 grams. एक नई कार आप लेते हैं और अगर उसकी CO2 emission 1 ग्राम से लेकर 50 ग्राम्स के दरमियान है, तो इन दैट केस क्या होगा, आप उसे मेन पूल में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. सो न्यू कार यू हैव परचेज with a CO2 emission of 45 grams per kilometer will be recorded here 11,000. So this is the total value to be recorded in main pool. The second requirement of the question is prepare the same calculation, but this time assuming Matthew did not purchase the plant and machinery. If he has not purchased plant and machinery, then it means the only asset that qualify for annual investment allowances, furniture and fixture, which has a value of 1,70,000. So we know that an annual investment allowance of 10 lakh is available. So the whole value of furniture and fitting was qualify the annual investment allowance. The whole value of furniture and fixture will qualify for the annual investment allowance. So nothing will be recorded here. If nothing is to be recorded here, we will record 0 here, right? आपके पास एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस 10 लाख तक का अवेलेबल है कि अगर आप न्यू एसेट परचेज करें अप टू 10 लाख वैल्यू, उस पर कंप्लीट आपको एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस मिलता है. तो यहाँ पे तो आपने एसेट ही परचेज किया सिर्फ 1,70,000 का. सो द होल वैल्यू ऑफ फर्नीचर एंड फिटिंग विल क्वालिफाई फॉर द एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस. सेकेंड जो न्यू कार ली थी दैट विल बी रिकॉर्डेड, जिसकी CO2 emission आपके पास 45 grams है. So in this way only 11,000 will be recorded in main pool, while 1,70,000 will be recorded as capital allowance in the capital allowance column. Now about first year allowance. 100% allowance is available on the purchase of new car with a CO2 emission 0. एक नई कार आप खरीद रहे हैं और अगर नई कार की CO2 emission 0 है तो you will get first year allowance on this particular car, and that is 100%. Remember that it is never time apportioned and not allowed in the final year of trade. So just like annual investment allowance, if it is a final year of trade, then no first year allowance will be allowed in that year. Next is return on allowance. Annual return on allowance is calculated at the rate of 18%, and this is calculated on reducing balance in the main pool. जो भी आपके पास आइटम मेन पूल में लिखी हैं उन पे रिड्यूसिंग बैलेंस मेथड के हवाले से 18% के रेट पे एनुअल रिटर्न ऑन अलाउंस कैलकुलेट किया जाता है. रिमेंबर इट इज़ टाइम अपोर्शन ऑन द बेस ऑफ पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट, यानी अगर आपका पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट 8 मंथ्स है तो 8 मंथ्स के लिए रिटर्न ऑन अलाउंस कैलकुलेट किया जाएगा, एंड इफ इट इज़ फॉर द पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट इज़ 15 मंथ्स पीरियड तो आप 15 मंथ्स के पीरियड के लिए रिटर्न ऑन अलाउंस कैलकुलेट करेंगे. On which amount it is calculated? It is actually calculated by adding the addition that not qualify for annual investment allowance and first year allowance in the total return on value less disposal. So अगर आपके पास total return on value लिखी हुई है given है क्वेश्चन में, उसमें वो addition आप ऐड करेंगे प्लांट एंड मशीनरी का और कार्स का कि जिस पे AIA या FIA नहीं मिला. देन उसमें से कोई एसेट आपने डिस्पोज ऑफ किया तो उसे सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया जाएगा. Now this is the amount on which you have to calculate return on allowance. Remember that it also is not provided in the final year of trade. Remember that return on allowance is not restricted due to the length of ownership in the period of account. आपने एक period of account में उसे कितने अरसा ओन किया इससे इसका कोई कंसर्न नहीं. यानी आपका period of account आपका 12 मंथ्स का है और आपने एसेट ओन किया है 9 मंथ्स. सो इसकी वजह से इसे टाइम अपोर्शन नहीं किया जाएगा कि आप इसे ओन 9 मंथ्स कर रहे हैं. इसे टाइम अपोर्शन हमेशा पीरियड ऑफ अकाउंट की बेस पे किया जाता है. सो वर्किंग विद द सेम एग्जांपल ऑफ मैथ्यू, दे आर सेइंग दैट कैलकुलेट द कैपिटल अलाउंसेस अवेलेबल टू मैथ्यू इन इलस्ट्रेशन 1. So the example is same. 10,60,000 of your plant and machinery and 1,70,000 of furniture gives you total value of 12,30,000. इसमें से 10 लाख पे आपको मिल गया एनुअल इन्वेस्टमेंट अलाउंस जिसे आपने कैपिटल अलाउंस के कॉलम में लिख लिया, एंड रिमेनिंग फिगर इज रिकॉर्डेड इन द मेन पूल. While the new car which has a CO2 emission of 45 gram is recorded in the main pool. So the total is 2,41,000, and on this 2,41,000 we have to provide the return down allowance. So it will be 2,41,000 multiplied by 18%. So it will be 43,380. So this 43,380 is recorded in the capital allowance column. So total capital allowance for these two assets in this year will be 10,43,380. And after subtracting 43,380 from 2,41,000, we have a 1,97,620 as the total written down allowance at the end of the year. Total written down value at the end of the year, not allowance, value. Another example, Grace commenced trading on 1st January 2023. Her trading profit adjusted for tax purpose but before capital allowance are as follows. Year ended 31st December 23, the profit is 15,20,770, and for the year ended 31st December 24, the profit is 15,25,000 in total. On 9th May 23, she bought plant and machinery for 12,50,000, a second-hand car with CO2 emission of 43 grams per kilometer for 6,500, and a new zero CO2 emission car for 13,600. Calculate the Grace tax adjusted trading profit for both years. Assume that the tax year 22-23 rules apply throughout. So in this question we have purchased an asset for 12,50,000. As the period of account is 12 months, so annual investment allowance that is available is 10 lakh. Remaining 2,50,000 will be recorded in main pool and 10 lakh will be recorded in the capital allowance column, right. Apart from this, new motor car was purchased which has a CO2 emission of 43 grams for 6,500. So new car, CO2 emission 43 grams per kilometer will be recorded in the main pool, and this was purchased for 6,500. And then new car with CO2 emission of 0, it has a cost of 13,500 and the whole value is allowed as capital allowance in the name of first year allowance. अगर आप न्यू कार परचेज करें जिसकी CO2 emission 0 हो तो होल वैल्यू पे आपको फर्स्ट ईयर अलाउंस प्रोवाइड किया जाता है 100% फर्स्ट ईयर अलाउंस. दिस इज एक्चुअली फॉर 13,600. सो 100% आपको मिल गया फर्स्ट ईयर अलाउंस. सो नथिंग विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन द मेन पूल and a whole allowance of 13,600 will be recorded in the capital allowance column. Now you have a value of 2,56,500 in the main pool, and on this value you have to calculate written down allowance at the rate of 18%. So it will be 46,170. This 46,170 is recorded as allowance in the allowance column, and the remaining value would be recorded as 2,10,330. This is the total written down value at the end of the first year. And also we have to compute what is the total allowance at the end of the first year. The total allowance would be 10 lakh plus 13,600 plus 46,170. So it is total 10,59,770. In the second year, We don't have purchased any asset. So whatever is the total return on value at the start of second year, nothing will be added in the main pool, because in the year 2024 we haven't purchased any asset. So directly on this value we will calculate return down allowance at the rate of 18%. So it will be 37,859. And in the second year this is said to be your allowance, and remaining figure would be recorded as 1,72,471. सो ये हमने वर्किंग की, दोनों सालों का हमने अलाउंस कैलकुलेट किया। फर्स्ट ईयर का अलाउंस आ गया आपके पास 10,59,770, सेकेंड ईयर का अलाउंस आ गया 37,859। सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, आपको फर्स्ट ईयर का अलाउंस फर्स्ट ईयर के प्रॉफिट में से डिडक्ट कर देना है इन ऑर्डर टू कैलकुलेट टैक्स एडजस्टेड ट्रेडिंग प्रॉफिट। फर्स्ट ईयर का अलाउंस फर्स्ट ईयर के ट्रेडिंग प्रॉफिट में से लेस कर देना है इन ऑर्डर टू गेट द this is your profit for the year ended 31st December 23, and the amount you have calculated as capital allowance is deducted from there, and you will get the tax adjusted trading profit. In the second year your profit is 15,25,000, but here the capital allowance is only 37,859, and hence it will be deducted, and the tax adjusted trading profit would be 14,87,141. So you have to do this test understanding 1, which is on PDF page number 315, by applying the same rules. Now disposal, as we have considered this point that what is the value on which we have to calculate the return on allowance. So this was total return on value plus addition not qualify for annual investment allowance and first year allowance less disposal. So what is mean by disposal? What is the value that should be subtracted in the name of disposal? So when an asset is disposed, the disposal value will be either original cost or sale proceed, whichever is less. We have to consider कि हमने जो asset sale किया है उसकी original cost क्या है और sale proceed क्या है। इन दोनों में से जो भी less होगा उसे disposal value के तौर पे deduct किया जाएगा from the main pool. Again, disposal that should be subtracted from the main pool is calculated as the lower of original cost and sale proceed. And what if the sale proceed exceed original cost? आपके पास अगर एक एसेट की सेल प्रोसीड ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट से ज़्यादा हो जाए तो हम उसे क्या ट्रीट करेंगे? इट इज़ ट्रीटेड एज चार्जेबल गेन. सो दिस इज इलस्ट्रेशन सेल ऑफ प्लांट एंड मशीनरी. Gustav prepared accounts to 31st May. In the year to 31st May 23, the following transaction took place. On 5th June 2022, plant sold for 1200. Purchase price, original purchase price was 8000. So we need to consider which value is lesser, that will be subtracted. On 3rd September 22, plant purchase for 2,04,000. Compute the capital allowances for the year ended 31st May 23, assuming that total return on value on 1st June was given as 10,000. So this is said to be main pool and capital allowances. First we have total written down value given as 10,000. Then we need to consider we have purchased a plant for 2,04,000. This new plant for 2,04,000 qualify for annual investment allowance. So nothing will be recorded in the main pool, and whole 2,04,000 is recorded as your capital allowance. Then further, an asset has been sold which has a sale proceed of 1200 and purchase original cost as 8,000. So we have to record as disposal, and which value we have to record as disposal, that is 1200. Whichever is less means original cost and sale proceed, whichever is less. So 10,000 minus 1200 will give you 8800, and on this 8800 you have to calculate written down allowance. So this will be 1584. This 1584 is also recorded as your capital allowance, and the remaining figure would be 7,216, while the total capital allowance for this year will be 2,05,584. So now you have to do the test understanding 3, which is same. Here the sold mentioned the about disposal is sold a piece of plant for 12,400. She had paid 15,000 for this when she acquired. Means original purchase price उसकी 15,000 है और सेल किया है 12,400 का. So whichever is less के तहत हम उसे 12,400 को less करेंगे मेन पूल से. Second, you have sold a van which has a sale proceed of 700 and original cost है 600. So यहाँ पे whichever is less के मुताबिक 600 डिस्पोजल के नाम से लेस किया जाएगा.